Oh my god. Dude, swimming with all this podcasting equipment is exhausting.
I know. I'm so sick of eating the same thing for the last month.
It's alright. Oh, we're almost to the top.
Hey, you guys need some help getting up here?
Jay?
Jay?
Yo, wait, what the?
You own a boat?
Dom?
Yeah.
Kyle, what are you crazy kids doing out here, huh?
When did you start, like, when did you get, like, an old-timey ship?
When did you get a license to
Be
drive?
stranded in the middle of nowhere.
Well, we were on our way to get Kyle a new microphone, and we found one just, like, in the ocean.
Yeah, it works great.
Yeah, it sounds good.
It was inside the ocean?
Yeah.
The whole
You
ocean.
found it, like, wow.
But like in a Ziploc bag, it was titled to me.
It said for Kyle,
Yeah.
too, which is a little weird.
Yeah.
It's working fine?
Yeah.
Like, there's no problem here.
So,
I mean, it sounds good to me.
That's awesome.
Right?
Like, congrats on that.
Well, how long do we have to mainland? Are we far out?
We have approximately an hour to 2 hours until we get to where we need to. So
Well,
wow.
Well, my podcasting equipment is still recording. Do we just want to do a podcast?
Yeah.
hey, if you want, I got my microphone just over here. I can
Yeah.
Oh,
set this up.
That's perfect.
Okay.
All right.
Sweet.
Oh, cool.
Sick.
Sweet.
Okay.
Well, welcome to the OddWadPod with
Well-
Dom and Kyle, with also special guest Jay.
Yeah,
Jay.
what's going on, baby? That's J, just the letter, but just the letter is not part of the name. Hello, my ladies, hoes, non-binary hoes.
I think since this is probably one of my favorite things that has happened,
Yeah.
we can talk about our favorite and least favorite comic book characters
Wow.
and their adaptations.
Sure.
Wonderful. That is wonderful. As you guys know, I'm well known for my knowledge into comics and history
And adaptations.
and adaptations. Just my bread and butter, I tell you.
Oh, I know. I've
Yeah.
been there. But yeah, we can go through. So, life update,
Sure.
the 5 questions for the guest.
For the guest.
I have some questions.
You have some questions?
You have
or
some
I have some
questions?
answers?
You have questions for
I
me.
have
Yeah.
We have questions for you.
Right.
The one piece of news, and then, yeah, we'll talk about that.
Okay.
All right.
Sweet, sweet.
Let's do life update, then 5 questions.
Yeah, I think that
just
sounds
because,
good.
Okay. All right. We saved the special guest for last.
Yeah, the most
Yeah.
important, the best.
most
guest.
important.
Stuff that we want you to remember the most at home.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Before we jump into the big topic. 40 minutes into the episode. All right. I just want to do a broad apology for killing Jesus.
Sorry, Jesus.
Yeah, our bad. And saying that I didn't want a disabled friend on the island because I said Mason who
Oh.
wasn't
Wait,
disabled,
wait.
but compared to us, we are.
I haven't finished this last episode.
Well,
Oh.
well, yeah, we've been on the island. It's
Yeah, we-
probably been like
We might have killed Jesus Christ.
You guys met. Hold on, let me get this straight. So you were on an island
Yes.
for a while. That's why there hasn't been an episode.
yes.
Yes.
Okay. You met Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we actually summoned him, kind
You
of.
Yeah.
summoned our.
So on the island, there was this magic conch that let us summon like a video game, movies, and then we can also summon a celebrity and a regular person.
Cool.
I summoned Mason because I was like, I won't summon a half-deaf person or another diabetic. I'll summon the guy who knows karate.
Right.
The friend that I know that knows karate.
Got you. That was.
And then
Gotcha.
Kyle was like, I'm going to summon Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And then we killed him because we had to face him on the baseball field.
Yeah. I also just...
There was a baseball field on this island.
So
There's always a baseball field.
So at the end of every episode, we're like summoned to a baseball field, and we're given like 24 hours to like prep to
And
beat
this still
whoever.
happened when you were on the island.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 But then we got teleported back to the island.
Right.
Because
and
we
were
killed them.
Stuck.
That sounds like a living hell, boys. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, good thing we're on this boat now.
Yeah, I do not envy that at all.
You know, honestly, I find a lot more thrill in killing people now that we've done it at least 6 times.
Yeah, this will be the 7th.
I didn't realize how good I was at it until we win every time.
Yeah, and it's usually with a gun to the head.
Yeah, I found a real purpose through the causing others harm.
Oh yeah.
Well, good. It's always good to find a hobby that you can put passion into.
But yeah, I just wanted to apologize to everybody that we kill from now on. So from now on, sorry for murdering you.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it, but we have to.
Sorry that you fucking suck. Gee, we're coming to kill you. Not me though, just them.
Right.
Yeah.
They're
it's
coming
okay.
to kill you.
Well,
sorry, not sorry.
we're gonna-
lol.
Well,
Well-
us three will have to fight
Yeah.
at the end of this episode.
I have to go.
Oh,
to
are
the
we
baseball
fighting
field?
each other at the end of this?
No.
Oh.
We're fighting who we think is the worst adaptation.
Oh, that's right. Our worst adaptation.
Oh wow. Okay,
Yeah.
that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, and conveniently, the conch shell give us this D20 to give us superpowers.
Wow, man, you guys.
We were into some
very
crazy
action-packed
adventures.
life this week for you guys. Kind of makes my boat thing seem like a piece of shit.
If none of you have listened to the last episodes, you're not going to get this whatsoever. So listen to the last few episodes.
Please.
We now have story.
Yeah.
Are you
yeah,
glad
there's
to know
lore.
the OddWad has canon that you got to keep up?
Yeah, a little bit.
That's
yeah.
alright.
It's okay.
I'm into it.
We kind of just did a recap,
Yeah.
kind of.
Wonderful.
So this was like my first full week in garden for my life
Ooh.
update. Yeah, right. It sucked so much. I hate it. Nobody gives me direction, and if somebody does, it's usually an hour before my shift ends, and it's usually like a full like assignment that usually takes a day to finish, and it's only given to me for like an hour,
Yeah.
and it sucks, and I hate it. And the when did I see you in electrical?
I think, well, today's my third day, so you saw me either a day or two ago. I want to say, I thought you were my hero when the guy came in with a light and was like, well, what is this? And you looked him in the eye and
I
you
flipped him. I flipped, dude.
No, dude, it was so funny. You were like, you looked him in the face and you're like, well, you brought it here, so you should know. And then you turned and you
walked
walked
away. I was so pissed. I was like, I'm sorry, Kyle. I have to run.
No, it was awesome. I was like, man, Dominic's my hero. I was like, that's who I want to be when I grow up.
But yeah, garden sucks and I hate it. I voted in my first midterm election.
Woo, let's go.
Yeah.
Baby's
By now
first
the elections are
midterm.
over, done with. Thank God.
Yeah.
We won't be seeing any more ads until 2 more years.
Ooh.
All the state senators and governors can hide back into their little political homes until the next election year.
Until they actually want to do something again in 4 years, and then they're like, vote for me because I'm doing something now.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, did that. I did tape my audition,
Sweet, proud of you.
but only half of it.
I
I did the monologue part, but the second half was like a scene, and I didn't have anybody home to read off of. I should have just,
You like called me?
yeah, but it's fine. So I'm probably not gonna get the part. But
Did you turn something in or?
I turned in my monologue,
Oh, okay. I got
so
you.
I at least did that, but I didn't do the scene. But it's whatever. I should have, but I didn't. It's a learning experience.
It is.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
The podcast has taught me that I don't know how to talk.
I disagree. I think you talk very well. I think you're hard on yourself. Because we
Every
have-
episode, I'm just gonna degrade myself, and then you guys have to pick me up.
so-
Dom.
Oh,
it's
Dom.
okay.
Oh, you're so
You're doing
pretty.
great,
Oh my
buddy.
God, you're
This
so
is the
pretty.
compliment show. Yep, feed it.
Yeah,
Feed
you're
it.
so pretty and smart, and
Your understanding of the English language.
you're so
is
much
at the
better
very
than
least
everybody else in
satisfactory.
garden.
Now that's just a fact. No, but like, there's moments where I'm just like, I interrupt either one of I interrupt you, and then I'm just like,
Why don't give me that look?
like I'm trying to think of something to say, but it's just nothing.
No, dude, I think we have a healthy back and forth. I mean, I listen to these. I'm never like, oh my God, Dominic's so pretentious.
Because I'm great at editing.
King shit.
And he's gonna edit that out because he sounded a little pretentious there, so he can
Right.
keep it.
Yep. Damn straight. And this is a question to the panel. Should I go blonde?
Like,
New
how
Year, New
blonde
You?
are we talking here?
Ooh, I was not like platinum.
Are you talking about as blonde as you went the first time?
Sure.
I think you could go a little blonder. Not like, obviously not platinum, but I think,
I can see it.
You can rock it.
Yeah, I don't know what I was like going through my head, but I was just like, damn, I think I look good blonde. And like
Yeah.
it also helps my greasiness in my hair.
Right, because it's dead once you bleach it.
Exactly, so it won't get as greasy when I touch it. But yeah, that's my life update.
That's so cute. I love that.
I made it short. I had a list, but I made it short. So
Oh,
Short and sweet. We got the important bits in there.
facts.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Thank
well,
you. Well-
my life update is also just very short because not a lot has happened. Started in electrical, love it way more than being a cashier.
Hell
I
yeah.
think I learned a valuable lesson. I used to have the work mentality of if I'm getting paid to do nothing, it's a good day. After working as a cashier for 6 months
And doing nothing.
I can actually say that it is it's infuriating. It drove me mad. I thought I was in purgatory, and I thought it felt like my job was putting me in a timeout and making me deal with dumb people, and I have a very bad outlook on humanity now. But it's okay.
It'll get worse in electrical.
Honestly, I don't think it will. Like a lot of my job is just stocking, you know, like restocking stuff.
Honestly,
and
that's the best part of the job.
honestly, and it's like that's all I do. It like time flies. I forgot to take my breaks today because I was just so focused on doing.
That happens.
Yeah, and I was like,
I was working just too hard.
I just want.
too good.
I'm just too good, and I'm just
Kyle
so
is the
focused.
best associate in
Like
electrical
all these lazy
ever.
bitches taking their breaks. I was there.
Dude, yesterday I didn't realize I had a lunch, but I didn't take my lunch either.
Oh damn!
I was just like,
Did you go home an hour early?
No. So they're probably gonna fire me. It was great working with you all. I'm sorry that I need the hours.
That's alright.
But so far it's pretty nice. I'm sure once they drop some pallets and have me do more, then I'll hate it. But
Well, electrical really isn't a. I don't want to say it. It's small things. Like it isn't big items.
right,
So like, when you do get in a pallet, it's gonna be mostly like small individual things, and I feel like that might be easier than the bigger stuff
right.
because you're not straining yourself with like 5-gallon paint buckets or 50 tiles.
That's another thing. I don't have to like other than cut wire every now and then. I don't really have to like help customers constantly. Like that was the one thing I was like, paint is so easy. But why
It's
do I
the
feel
easiest
more
department.
comfortable in electrical? And I was like, oh, that's right. I'm not having a bunch of people come up to me with a paint order. I'm just doing my own thing, and it's great.
This is true.
So that's a little life update. Other than that, haven't really done much. My show for Avon players, A
Yeah.
Few Good Men, opens up this Friday, so come see it.
Wait, this Friday?
This Friday. Yeah.
Sorry, Black Panther's coming out. I can't see it.
Oh balls.
So what do we do if we can't come to the Friday show?
That's it. No, it's like every weekend this November, so
Oh, shit.
there's no excuse.
There is no excuse. You hear that, fuckers? Doesn't matter if you're at a deserted island. Doesn't matter if you're in the middle of killing Jesus.
It doesn't matter if we're in the middle of the ocean.
Teleported to this hellspawn baseball field. Your ass better be in that theater supporting Kyle.
Exactly.
For that show.
Exactly.
Well,
Thank you.
If you're in the baseball field, more likely you're gonna have to kill Kyle,
'Cause-
which then just sends him back to his reality. But that's fine.
Does this field have a name?
Yeah,
Uh,
Comerica Park.
Wow. Is that why? Oh yeah, we did settle on that. I was like,
It's-
is this the Detroit Stadium? And you're
Yeah,
like, yeah.
it's Comerica Park. It's think Final Destination Super Smash Brothers.
And then the only other thing about my life update is this is not really relevant, but
Oh, it's so relevant.
I there's 2 movies that I've watched half of
Oh.
each so far.
Sick.
That is My Policeman with Harry. It's the gay Harry Styles movie. So
How'd
far,
you watch half of that movie?
what do you mean?
Oh, is it on something?
It's on Amazon right now.
Oh, okay.
So
I
it
thought
was in theaters. Now it's on Amazon.
Gotcha.
And then I watched a quarter, and I'm finishing both of these movies tonight. But I gotta shout this one out: the Weird Al Yankovic movie.
Oh,
I want to
sick.
see that.
It's so funny. It is so funny. Honestly, I haven't
Well-
watched a movie that's like had me like actually like laughing, and that one has been doing a pretty good job so far.
How can you watch that movie after you killed Daniel Radcliffe? We brought him to the island.
We also
brought him out to the baseball field.
I'm doing it in memory of him. I'm doing it to support him. I say prayers as he plays Weird Al, and I'm like, I'm so sorry.
We can't say prayers either. Jesus is dead.
Yeah, Jesus is dead. I kind of fucked up big time. I'm really, really sorry.
I summoned Mason and Kevin Feige.
Yeah, you killed our fucking best friend. Like,
Yeah,
why?
That's a good point.
Mason's
Because he knows
dead?
Well, no, they get resurrected. They get sent back to their original reality.
Does he remember that he was there?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is, like I said, this is for our, like, this is just a hobby. We just like to really, like, see the life leave a person's eyes.
You know, they make, like, video games.
But not with our best friend Mason.
Yeah, it's not like I really want to feel it, and VR just hasn't come as close as putting my hands
like Ready Player One tactile feeling.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I really want to feel
This
like
will be a long boat ride.
Yeah, I want to.
Don't worry, you're gonna have to kill whoever you think is the worst adaptation.
Oh, sick. Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I'll have an idea of what this is, and then I won't. Maybe I won't judge it so much. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm coming in this in the wrong approach here.
Have an open mind.
I'm judging Kyle's new framework as a homicidal maniac. I really should not yuck his yum and try it first before I say I don't like it.
Oh, I really appreciate that.
I like
a lot of people will just like shit on it before
But,
they try it.
you know, 10 years, you know,
Right.
I gotta start giving some consideration.
I know that's right. But yeah, that's my life update. How have you been, Jay?
Well, we don't get to know that. No.
Yeah,
Oh,
fuck that.
you don't get to know. We're
Fuck
just gonna,
Jay's
we're
well-being.
just gonna
How
ask.
are you? How are you?
Me? Moi? Actually, I'm fine. I'm doing okay. Good. Nothing too exciting or huge on the home front. Other than my birthday's coming up in a couple of weeks. I'm excited about that. I'm turning
Ooh,
23.
Oh.
And I will say that I do have a surprise that will be coming out because I do work on my own stuff on YouTube at
Ooh.
Reimagine Studios.
Put a
There
little
will be
plug.
something very special releasing around that time in celebration of my birthday. So,
Is
other
it
than
what?
that,
I won't say what it is.
other than that, well, I'm not.
Is it what I
I'm
think it
doing
is?
okay.
Yeah.
I can't say. I couldn't say. All I could say is that it's gonna be fucking awesome. But that's all. I'm doing okay. So, 5 questions. What are my 5
So,
questions, Dom?
the 5 questions for first-time guests.
Yeah.
Who are you to us?
Oh, are we doing that? Okay.
Yeah.
So who I am to you guys. So I'll start to my right over here. I'll start with my buddy Kyle. Kyle,
Hey.
I have known since 2012.
When the world ended.
Yeah, when the world ended, yet somehow we remain.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, you guys met when the world ended?
Yeah,
Yes.
and that's why
We were the protectors of that.
I thought you were
We-
the causers of that.
You are welcome.
Thank you.
So no, I've known Kyle for about 10 years now, and him and I have worked on a whole bunch of stuff ever since then. He's been a partner in crime for me for a long time, and
I'm looking at the OG duo right now.
Yeah.
We are the OG duo of the group that exists of our high school friends that don't know how to grow up. Now with Dominic, I had met the same time when Kyle had met him. I would imagine back in high school when we had met in theater, in our theater troupe, and we were working on Night of Comedy. It was the first time we interacted. We weren't on the same show,
Right.
but we had talked a bit around there.
Yeah, I think we went to Coney Island.
Something like that. Probably went to a Coney or went to some diner afterward. Probably went to a Subway
Yeah, definitely went to a Subway.
once or twice, or a Taco Bell once or twice.
Oh, we've been to Taco. We've been around town with Taco
Oh.
Bell.
Taco Bell, Subway.
More specifically,
Yes.
Dominic and I would say, are the co-founders of the Fuckwads, the
Oh,
group
yeah.
that exists amongst our friend group that we're known as in a
If-
plethora of things that we do. I
Yeah.
came up with the name though.
Yeah,
Let's never
the
forget
name-
that because I will never let you guys forget that.
That-
Well, we gave you credit. We gave you credit
Yeah.
in our first one.
I know, but
Yeah.
now I'm putting it there.
Okay.
So yeah, that's how I would say I know you guys.
Yeah.
Is through growing up.
Is through school.
Life and school and stuff.
What are you
Quirky.
doing for work right now?
What am I doing for work right now? So I am currently doing two things. I have a day job right now at a Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yum.
Sweet.
Bring back the big noodles for the buffalo mac and cheese, please.
Yeah, there are no big noodles. There actually is no buffalo mac and cheese anymore.
What?
That has been discontinued.
What? No. I'm boycotting Buffalo Wild
Here's the
Wings.
thing. Here's the thing, though. Fucking, we have everything to still make it.
They just
Oh,
won't.
can I like request it?
Was
Yeah,
it just not?
I mean, if I'm there,
Oh.
Was it just not popular enough?
I don't fucking
You're
know.
the CEO of Buffalo Wild Wings.
No, you're
Yeah,
literally the
as the
CEO.
owner, that's how I got this boat.
Jay, we
SS
want
Buffalo.
Jay. After we did the Blazing Challenge, and when they hired you, they were like, "Oh, you did the Blazing Challenge, where well you're."
See, you know something? I bring that up. My coworkers don't give a shit.
No one cares.
No one gives a shit.
Can you get the T-shirt? Because I
never
know you
got
guys,
the T-shirt.
I know you guys never got the T-shirt.
No.
We had headbands. I can't find mine.
I
Mine's
still have
somewhere. You
mine.
guys know me. I lose my shit constantly.
It's very small, to be fair.
It is. Though I will say this: I found a beer koozie, like lost within like some shelving and stuff. Took that. I'm saying that's part of the challenge.
Sweet, sweet.
Yeah, I was gonna say if they do have T-shirts, you should just take them.
Well, I mean, they do. It's called my work uniform.
Oh.
So now I
Oh.
have many of those shirts.
Oh.
But on top of that, I also do freelance filmmaking work, videography work, and photography work on the side. I also work on editing stuff and other people's podcasts and channels from time to time.
Do you like it?
Which one?
Everything you just said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for Buffalo Wild Wings, I enjoy it. I really enjoy my coworkers a lot.
Yeah.
I really do enjoy my freelance work as well. I'm taking a bit of a hiatus right now.
Yeah.
Just because recently in August, I'd worked on a smaller budget film that I ended up becoming assistant director on by the
Oh, sweet.
production. I'm very, very proud of how that project went. Highs and lows, a nice feather in my cap. Also released a couple of other projects that have come out within the past year that I'm very proud of. Some of that involving you guys working along with me.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I can't complain. A couple wedding photos, the weddings that I did photography for,
Did
finally happened, and those couples are now happily together. So,
Sweet.
Congratulations.
well,
You know
thanks.
you
I didn't fucking marry him.
Well, congratulations on your work.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
It's phenomenal work, I'm sure.
I mean, it's fine. It's all right work.
What do you want to do?
What do I want to do?
Yeah.
So right now I'm doing a couple things, actually. My big goal, the biggest goal that I've had ever since I was a wee lad, was going into filmmaking and photography, videography, like sticking in that world and keeping that as a career. But I really also want to take this opportunity to try a couple other different projects as well. I'm working on, like I said, a couple different podcasts right now, including the OddWad. I'm working with a couple other people on their YouTube channels that are starting to grow and handling their stuff on the side, which has been really cool. And I have a couple of smaller projects that I have in the works that I'm trying to get done. And yeah.
Can I answer the fifth question? What are you doing to get there? You're actively.
What do I do when I get there? Get
Oh.
stupid fucking rich and then act like I don't know nobody.
Hey.
What are you doing to get there?
What am I doing to get there?
And you kind of already answered that question. Like you're already doing freelance stuff.
Yeah, grinding, the thing about film and art, you guys know, being with actors, working in
Right.
theater, and also having your own work on screen now, the both of you. It's very taxing, and sometimes it can be a very rewarding job, but it takes
Like everything, time.
miles to get there, when it seems like everyone else is taking millimeters, you
Right.
know?
Right.
Getting out of that mentality, it can be
Right.
stressful, it can be tiring, but
Oh, yeah.
like I said,
I'm in
reward.
We're all in it.
We're all in it.
Can't complain.
Good.
Good.
Well, welcome. Once again.
Thank you for being welcome to
Dude.
my boat.
It's good to see you on your boat.
Now the one piece of news segment. Do you have one piece of news?
You guys go.
Anything going on right now in media? I guess I'll throw this out into the universe so that way people know a little bit more about me.
Yeah.
the new A24 film that's currently in development right now, displaying the wrestler, the Von Erich family, starring Zac Efron, just acquired a new actor to the team, Maxwell Jacob Freeman. Many people may know as MJF over at All Elite Wrestling.
If you know the term mid, he basically coined it, made it popular.
No, I'm excited about that. MJF is a fantastic performer in the ring. One thing that I'm interested to see, though, because in wrestling, you know, when you're making that character, you're just making yourself personified, and MJF has really coined his character to be someone who is just MJF.
Yeah, like real person.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting seeing him actually working as an actor, and how that is going to like look in the film.
I also have a wrestling piece of news.
Okay, good.
Logan Paul was really fucking good in Saudi Arabia.
Oh my god, yeah, dude. Logan Paul versus Roman Reigns in Saudi Arabia just this past Saturday.
There's one pic. He tore his like ACL and MCL and his meniscus.
Yes.
But like, damn, did he do good doing it?
Yeah, really fantastic.
There's one picture that they have where it's like Roman Reigns about to throw a punch and like Logan Paul like up in the air about to throw a punch, and it looks literally like a superhero fight. It's so cool.
And that match went for, what, a good 15, 20 minutes as well. They gave him a pretty lengthy main event, which is really cool, especially for a celebrity. Though I guess, granted, Logan Paul really wouldn't be in that kind of celebrity status.
Well, he's like an athletic celebrity.
He's an influencer.
It'd be like Mr. T going, I feel like.
Well, I mean, even Mr. T had the A-team by that point, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
But, you know, it is really cool, like, especially just... Little other thing about me, I used to really hate Logan Paul up until like this year, like these past couple of months. Like I've seen just more content of him, and he seems to have been improving more as a human being. Yeah. Though I will say it's kind of nice seeing it, you know, him get his shit kicked in once in a while. You know, no, that was a phenomenal match by Logan and Roman Reigns at Saudi Arabia.
Do you have a piece of news?
I do have a piece of news. I'm pulling the only thing I can really think of.
That's right.
Elon Musk just really sucks on Twitter right now.
Yeah.
He's kind of thinking of charging people to use the social media app.
The app itself?
The app.
Wait, really?
Well, that's kind of what he said. Like at first it was just the verification thing, but now he's like now he's kind of making the verification thing like more of a subscription. Like if you pay for it, then not only are you verified, but also the app, how it has been working, is going to work for you, and then for other people, the algorithm might not work for you as well, or your tweets might not get hit, like be as seen.
Be as popular.
Yeah, like the algorithm. Basically, if you don't pay for it, the algorithm is against you.
It's gonna bury you.
Yeah, bury you, and you can't see as much of the good stuff. So it's just weird. I honestly think he's doing it because I'm thinking it from a business perspective. He spent $44 billion on a social media app.
Dumb.
So stupid. You literally you could have just made your own. You literally could have just made your own.
That's a good point.
That's where I get a lot of my like TV and movie news now as well. So it'll be like, this person has been cast in this and an A24 da da da, and I'm like, yeah, let's go.
That's good.
Woo.
Do you follow Joe?
Probably.
Joe Mama? I'm gonna make it a goal to try to fit that joke into every episode now.
Wow.
I did it last episode.
That will age well.
I know it will. Do we want to get into the topic? Like everything, I'll go first. I have two uncontroversial and then one that I think that you won't like for my best. That's right.
For your best?
Yeah, for like my best adaptation.
Oh, is it a Spider-Man?
Of course it is.
Of course it is. I mean, that one, whatever.
All right. My favorite adaptation for Superman is Christopher Reeves. I feel like that's not controversial at all. No, because everyone nowadays is like, Henry Cavill, he's so good. But that's like Snyderverse people.
That's all the Snyderverse people.
And I feel like he does have potential and he's good, but like Christopher Reeves is who I want to see as Superman and Clark Kent, because it's like he has that nerdy side. Like you can definitely tell he has those like two competing sides. Like out of all of the adaptations, I feel like his is probably the best.
At least for me, I don't really know a whole lot about Superman, like myself.
I'm an advocate for him because people don't like Superman nowadays.
So you just like to be special.
But I will say, that I agree with you. Like a lot of people do like hate Superman now, like these past couple of years.
Yeah,
and
it's a Plato concept. I get it.
It is. But I also just think like there hasn't been anything really presenting him well in like the past couple of years either. You know,
Especially in like media that isn't
Yeah.
books. But yeah, that's Christopher Reeves. That's my
Christopher
pick.
Reeves. Okay.
Kyle, who's your pick? Who's one of your picks?
Yeah. So this one again, it is kind of controversial because of something very minuscule in my opinion.
Yeah.
But my favorite adaptation for character is Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. I feel like he kind of made the character very iconic. I mean, apart from like the 90s cartoon, which already made him very popular, and the fact that he was already very big in comics. But I don't know. I just I like
how he plays him.
Yeah, say what you want about like all of the X-Men films. I mean, I like a lot of them.
Fuck the X-Men.
But yeah, I mean, fuck the X-Men because Marvel Legends makes too many action figures and the comics are too confusing.
Yeah,
but
the
movies, I mean, they've got some good ones, and like his take is just so cool and like so different from him, the little musical man that likes to do little plays, and like when then he like comes out and he's like, yeah, fuck you, bub.
I'm gonna kill you.
I'm
with
gonna
my
kill
fucking claws.
And when I said it's kind of controversial,
Because he's tall.
Because he's tall. Oh,
Wolverine's
Hugh
supposed to be
Jackman.
like 4'2".
Yeah, I want a little person. I don't want to.
Give me Daniel Radcliffe.
I agree, but he won't do it.
He said he wanted. He said he would be open to it.
Well, he said he was like I don't know if I'm the right guy. But prove me wrong, Marvel. That's what he said. He said I don't think I'm the right guy.
You were what's that other guy who played Elton John?
Are you saying like in Rocket Man?
Yeah.
It starts with a T.
Honestly,
Yep.
Everybody knows I love Daniel Radcliffe. I killed him on the island because I wanted to bring him.
But like, you just sent him back to his reality. It's alright.
Right. But like, I do think like I've seen so many of his work. He has like the range to play Wolverine, and he is the perfect height. He knows how to get jacked. He can do the sideburns. He can grow a beard. So if Danny Radcliffe decides to do something and they make a really good Wolverine adaptation, maybe I'll change my mind. But until then, Hugh Jackman, he did it for me.
Nah, fuck him.
Cool.
No, he's a great pick. Great man. I love Wolverine.
Oh, me?
Yeah, what are your thoughts on Wolverine?
Sorry, this is my first time here. Yeah, so my thoughts on Hugh Jackman?
If you have it.
If you have it at all,
He was one of the picks I had for when originally we were talking about doing this as 5 best and 5 worst instead of doing 3 best and 3 worst.
Mm-hmm.
He was definitely on that list.
Yeah.
And I can agree with everything in that sentiment. I think Hugh Jackman has an understanding of how to make the character work very well on screen.
Mm-hmm.
The issue that I think exists with a lot of superhero material now, unless it's say like some sort of fan or parody thing, but even nowadays like the Harley Quinn show, which is like pure parody, is the desire to put as much from the existing media into the current media.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I always loved about the Hugh Jackman stuff, and I've talked with a couple friends about it from the past, of how like there was no like Wolverine like forced heavy comic book stuff that you would typically see in like a Wolverine comic that you would see with him in like an X-Men movie. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I would say from like 1 to 1, he wouldn't be like a great interpretation, right?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't look like Wolverine necessarily in the comics either. Mm-hmm. But he was able to understand the difficulty that Logan as a character goes throughout the journey in the X-Men films.
His actual trauma.
He has an understanding of the character, and I think that all the myriad of directors that have tagged in and out through X-Men's history have done really well in allowing him to really solidify that character as his own. So no, I would agree. Hugh Jackman's fantastic. The role.
Cool.
For my first pick that I have.
Yes.
I have voice actor. Josh Keaton.
Oh yes, I completely agree already.
For Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yes.
As Webman in Young Justice.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
It's that one character from Death Stranding. No, the Josh Keaton I think is fantastic as the role of Spider-Man. That show, Spectacular Spider-Man, I just think was a fantastic interpretation of the Ultimate Comics, and I think like a lot of people, I hate that we'll never see the ending of that show, especially because I think they're on like their second new Spider-Man TV show now. Something that's really cool though with Spectacular Spider-Man is that it's on Disney Plus now, so like you can actually go out and you can find it. It's on Netflix.
It is on Netflix. I forgot about it. And I have it on DVD.
So it's nice that it's getting like the love that it deserves because it was really thought out through its story and consistency. It was always consistent.
Yes.
It wasn't just like a pure episodic television. There was stuff that you had to be there for like previous parts of the season.
Well, yeah, no, I completely agree with that. I mean, Josh Keaton, I think, is one of my favorite Spider-Man voices of all time.
Josh Keaton and Yuri Lowenthal.
Yeah, those
just because Ben 10.
just because of Ben 10 and just because he did a good job. Like he does a good job in the game. That's a good voice. He plays the younger teenager or young adult type very well, but Josh Keaton, he sounds like a cool dude. Like he sounds like the guy that you want to be. I also think he tackles Peter Parker and Spider-Man very well, like the difference between them and the energy between them so well. Dominic and I talked about this, but I read a lot of comics in Josh Keaton's voice.
Is your Spider-Man?
As my Spider-Man, just because it's iconic to me. It's like the 90s was a cool show, and like that was like my first interpretation of Spider-Man. But he sounds like really old to me. Or like you can have your Spider-Man sound really, really young. Like
isn't he like in college in that show?
Kinda, yeah.
Once again, Dominic hasn't watched a cartoon. What else is new?
Like I don't remember if he's like in college or not. I know he starts off in high school and then I think he just is like a young adult.
Gotcha.
Who's like really jacked. That's like the most jacked Spider-Man that they ever had.
That's the Henry Cavill of Spider-Man.
But Josh Keaton and is it
Yuri Lowenthal? Ben 10.
Ben 10. Ben 10. They do a great job of just making him sound like an actual young adult, where I feel like everybody else from nowadays is kind of just like, I'm a Tom Holland impersonator.
I'm a little boy.
They couldn't get Tom Holland, so they got me, and I am a more affordable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, no, I honestly, I almost put that, but then I was like, nah, I won't put. So I'm glad you brought it up.
I have a Spider-Man pick, but I'll leave that for later. My second best choice, Lawrence Fishburne / Doug Jones from The Silver Surfer.
Oh, yeah, Doug Jones. I like Doug Jones.
So Doug Jones is the body of Silver Surfer. He's been in Shape of Water as Fishman. Mm-hmm. He's been in, what's the one with the big red arm?
Hellboy. He was the Moon Man in the McDonald's commercials.
Yep. If you see like a weird lanky character, it's usually him. He did the hand eyeball man, I'm pretty sure.
From The Labyrinth.
From The Labyrinth.
Yes.
Yeah. But I think that's such a good way to make a character where you have a very good body actor and then you cast such a good voice actor, and I think that's what they should do with Doom. But that portrayal of Silver Surfer is just so noble, and like I really like how they kind of made him reluctant killer, like he doesn't want to, but he's also has a job and he's seen so many worlds fall. But knowing that this world has capable people, superpowered people, and see him go through that change is I really like that interpretation. Yeah.
No, Doug Jones is one of my favorite actors. He studied mime for like 10 years, like after acting school. He just did mime forever, and that's why he gets cast so much as these like makeup, full body characters who, either talk or they dub over him. He's actually talked about that, where he gets really upset when they dub over him, because he's like, like I do voices. Like he's like, I do voices as well. Like I think every sequel he's like promised, because when he initially signed up for Silver Surfer, they said he could voice him, and then they changed.
No, that makes it like fuck Fox.
Yeah. And they were gonna, I think because I believe they had a plan for a Silver Surfer movie, and they were gonna give him a shot to like actually voice, like Doug Jones, like actually voice Silver
That would have
Surfer.
been cool.
That would have been cool. And like he put in like so much work, and he said he was like, I'll come back. He came back for Hocus Pocus too. I think he'll come back for a Silver Surfer.
That's true.
But yeah, no, I agree with that pick. That's a
And
sexy
Lawrence
one.
Fishburne as just like a voice.
Oh,
He's
sexy.
Crispy.
Crispy.
Crispy boy.
Crispy as hell.
And he was in Ant-Man 2, so that bumps him up. 'Cause
Right.
Ant-Man's such a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
And fuck all you Ant-Man haters.
I'm one of those. I really hate Ant-Man.
You hate Ant-Man?
I don't care for that movie at all.
All right, well.
Not on my picks, though. That's why I can say it. No, I don't know very much about his work as Silver Surfer, but I have seen him in other movies.
Yeah.
Fantastic actor, and I'm sure he was fantastic as that role as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's my pick.
So my pick is a voice actor. This is I feel like this is the most common opinion of all time. I'm about to drop it. Mark Hamill.
The Jonker.
This Joker.
Yeah, fucking, I knew it.
Crazy.
I knew it was gonna be brought up at some point.
I like you can't like if we're doing best adaptations. I mean, me and a friend of mine, Keanu, he works at a movie theater, and he was like, "I need you to come over right now." And I was like, "Why?" He was like, "Because they're showing Batman: Mask of the Phantasm on Batman Day."
Oh,
So
that's cool.
I actually got to see the movie in theater, and that was a very fun experience. Very, very cool. And I was replaying the Arkham games at this time. I played the first two very, very late because the first one I ever played was Arkham Knight.
Right.
But I played Arkham
Asylum
and City. And so I had already played 2 full games with Mark Hamill voicing the Joker, and then obviously I watched the show as a kid. But like, there's like it's so effortless. It is so effortless. I think that like he has made the Joker, I think, as iconic as the Joker is because of just the voice and the life and the charisma that he brings to it, and the fact that he genuinely like his line delivery makes me laugh. Like he is the one Joker where I'm like, no, this Joker is actually like funny. Like this is a funny Joker. This is a very cynical, it's like awful, like just great Joker. And I don't like other than some live action performances and adaptations, it's just like when you think about it,
That's the voice you hear.
That's the voice you hear. Like that is it.
And many other voice actors attempt to imitate since then as well.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's now retired the voice, right? This is like the 5th time, though.
Yeah, he came back for like Killing Joke, and then he's like, oops.
Yeah, because he wanted to do that, which was also another shit adaptation.
He came back. He came back for something recently. Basically, it's like with him and oh my gosh, Kevin Conroy. Basically, they accept the role only if the other person is doing it. Like that's their rule. Like they're like if they want Batman, he's like, okay, well, it's Mark coming back as Joker, and that's always so they always have to like go between those. Coordinate them.
Which then costs
that's cool.
the company millions.
Oh, you know what? I do remember the most recent Joker voice he did was on a Scooby-Doo Guess Who. Scooby-Doo Guess Who, and it was a team up with Batman, and it was Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill as Batman and Joker.
That's funny.
Teaming up with Scooby-Doo. So I don't think Mark Hamill will ever fucking retire. And I don't want him to.
That's not like a serious role though. Like
No.
he's not doing like extensive like 20 hours of Joker dialogue.
Like, I'm sure he's done with the video games. I'm sure he's like, yeah, I did my time there.
Oh yeah, I can definitely agree with that. Mark Hamill, fantastic voice actor, just in general, let alone his work with the Joker. And honestly, it would probably be his claim to fame.
If it wasn't for...
If it wasn't for a little tiny film you might not have heard of.
Star Trek 3, Wrath of Khan.
Yeah, good pick.
All right. So my second pick is going to be Hugo Weaving from V for Vendetta.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Based off of the graphic novel by Alan Moore.
Yes.
Which is a phenomenal graphic novel. I don't know if you guys have ever read it at all.
Only seen the movie.
I've read like a quarter of it, and then it's really good. I just like I am really bad at reading big old comic books sometimes. I'm bad at reading.
Well,
But
if you like things like The Watchmen,
yeah,
like you would love this for sure.
right, exactly.
But something that was so fantastic about his work as V in that film is you really forget that is Hugo Weaving behind the mask.
Mm-hmm.
And something that's really important to V as a character that I think Hugo portrays very well is the importance of being a symbol and versus a person, which is one of the many messages that V is throwing, if not the most important message.
Right.
But, the power of the people versus the power of power.
Right.
And no, just fantastic actor.
I like it. I think that's a grand choice.
I think it's fantastic.
I think that's one of my dad's favorite movies. And let's talk about this too. When an actor can keep a mask on for an entire thing and still give a compelling and intriguing and grounded performance where you don't lose them. Yeah. Like we see it in The Mandalorian a bit, but like so many things nowadays, they're like, all right,
you gotta take the mask off.
Let's now your helmet's gonna dissolve with nanotech so we can see you. It's just like
garbage.
It's like, no, like I want to see I just want to see the mask. The mask doesn't have to move. Like give me some physical work, you know what I mean? And he brings that with just the slightest movements, and then like the crispness of his voice. The character is really cool.
I agree. Well, my final pick, of course, it has to be Spider-Man. It has to be a Spider-Man.
Oh, I can't wait for this one.
I picked a live-action Spider-Man.
Okay. Uh-oh. Who is it gonna be? I wonder.
I think the most hated on nowadays.
Yeah.
It used to be Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, and now who is it?
It's Tom Holland.
Yeah.
I think he's most hated for no reason.
Fair. I think he's just most hated from not his performance in general, but I just think that the direction that Marvel takes with his character more than anything.
I think what he's given, he does well with, because he is a younger Spider-Man, which I'm sick of, but this take on it, I feel like, is one of the more definitive live action. Like, I couldn't believe Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire as a high school student. That's why I'm glad they got Tobey out of high school so quick.
Oh yeah, he was in there for like 2 minutes.
Right, he was in it for like half a movie. Whatever. But Tom Holland as teenage Spider-Man is so good because he looks young, even though he's like your guys' age?
Yeah.
A little bit older?
No, he's around like what, 25?
I think he's like 25 or 26.
Yeah, he's like 20. Yeah.
But like he started doing Spider-Man when he was probably my age.
Yeah, like 20. I think he turned 21 when Civil War came out.
Right, man. We were in high school when that came out. And that fucking trailer came out with him with the Captain America shield. Like that was huge.
I was at a diabetes appointment to figure out how to use my insulin pump when that trailer came out, and I was like, oh my god, I'm at the fucking appointment, I want to watch this trailer.
I think the thing with Tom Holland is, as a myriad, like for me, I was really excited to see Spider-Man in the MCU. That was the only reason I got into the MCU. That was my first time ever watching a Marvel movie was Civil War.
Wow.
And it was because Spider-Man was in the movie. After that, I got into Guardians, and I'd like seen a couple of things, like bits and pieces before these points. But for me, it was a really slow build to get into like this comic book world and an MCU.
Right.
So for me, like Spider-Man is a great avenue for that. But I could totally see where, especially like from the beginning and now, I think the issue that exists nowadays is the fact that everyone wants like their own particular version of a character.
Yeah.
And what really defines that character.
Everyone wants their Spider-Man as they saw him as a kid.
Right.
Right. And for some people, that's him always being a high schooler. For others, it's him growing up and watching Gwen Stacy die.
And getting married to Mary Jane.
And then
Yeah,
watching
marrying
Gwen
Mary
Stacy
Jane,
die,
and then
and
forgetting that he
then
married
divorcing
Mary
Mary Jane, and then remarrying Mary Jane, and then Gwen Stacy's got 4 clones. I love
It's a cycle.
yeah, it's iconic.
For me, my issue, I think, with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, just from his performance, is I'm not a fan of just the naivete that the character goes through within like the first film. I'm not really into the kind of mentality of having the whole Iron Man and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And that's
like
more
the least
on
part
the
of it.
movie. That's more on the plot. That's
more
not
on
on
the
Tom Holland as an
MCU.
actor
Yeah.
or as his performance. But I feel as though at points when we're really focusing too much on his relationship with Tony Stark and the Marvel Universe is where I feel as though Tom Holland kind of like just falters.
Yeah.
Because first off, there's usually at these moments there's someone that is a much stronger actor that is on screen with him, right? Like we have
Benedict Cumberbatch and then
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
We have Robert Downey Jr. We
Yeah.
have Nick Fury, Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had Jake Gyllenhaal. You know, we've had either like people that have been in this game for a very long time. Not to discredit Tom Holland.
no.
But whenever he is put next to other like mainstay veterans, I feel as though that there's some issue when he's faltered in that first movie.
Yeah.
You know, as time's gone on, I feel as though he's gotten more comfortable with it, but I think that leads into the new issue now with superhero films, and I think the issue comes from when you're trying to get everyone, because nowadays it feels like every celebrity is going to be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which I guess is cool, but at one point...
They want that paycheck, baby.
At what point are we no longer watching the superheroes and we're just watching
The cameos.
these celebrities playing these superheroes that we just wanted to see up on screen? Like,
Yeah.
at what
Yeah.
point are we no longer watching a movie and we're just having a mental checklist
Yeah.
Right.
as to what fits our universe, you know? And I feel like Spider-Man fell into that when, like as soon as he joined into the universe, with him being a teenager, with him being in a movie like Civil War, where he's surrounded by all these other, like, stronger
Right.
actors for a very brief time, too, in the movie.
And it's not until No Way Home where they finally are like, okay, now that you're finally in the MCU, now that you finally teamed up with all these big guys, now here's your origin story.
Now here are 2 other older actors
Yeah, I was gonna
that
say,
are going to
even
take
then
your
he isn't even
spotlight
alone.
for the
yeah,
next 2
yeah.
hours.
Here's the guys that came before you that everyone's coming to the theater for, and after them, we're all gonna forget who Peter Parker is, and now you're gonna be Spider-Man.
Well, I feel like that's like the MCU Spider-Man and like all the problems with that finally being like dealt with.
Right.
Like I feel like that's a good way to clean it up and to deal with those issues.
They did. They wrapped it up in a nice little bow. They were like, okay, now that we did what we needed with them, now we'll do what you guys want with them.
Yeah,
That's
now
kind of
that
how that
now
felt.
that we had him incorporated with the MCU, dealing with all these characters, then yeah, you can go off. But I feel like a very underrated film is Far From Home.
Yeah.
I feel like it's overhated. I don't think it's good, but I feel like it's overhated.
I do think it's overhated,
As
especially
your
because
captain, I'm going to need you to get off my boat.
they called it barf. That one always gets me where I'm like, okay, I'm watching
Yeah, the jokes don't land, but the action for me, I felt was really cool.
Yeah, I like
As
the
an action film.
I like the first scene where he's like, where he's just Peter Parker and he's gotta like fight the water monster.
Yeah, with like the Cirque du Soleil mask or whatever.
That was my favorite action scene, and then it kind of, I like this.
The eyes closed scene, all the Mysterio stuff is like amazing to me.
Yeah.
Just because like you don't know where it's gonna go. Because it's like, oh, he's gonna run into a wall. Oh nope, he missed it. Oh, he's gonna get shot. Oh no, he didn't.
Yeah.
Like, it's that rug that keeps on getting pulled away until he gets hit by a train.
It's funny because like the first movie he didn't really have a spider sense, and then the second movie they were like, okay, well he's got the Peter tingle and this is how he uses it, and then
Dumb joke.
Then in the third movie, they were like, "Oh, here we're actually gonna really show it."
Well, I feel like that was just calling back to the end of the second movie, because in the second movie he's like, all right, I'm gonna trust my tingle the full way, and close my eyes and just like trust my senses.
Right.
And then that's when you call back to that in the third movie, and you're like, where he has the snorri cam. He's like, what the fuck's going on?
Whoa, I'm not feeling Mr. Stark.
He's like, fucking Green Goblin's bad. But I like Tom Holland.
Your last favorite pick, Kyle?
My last favorite pick. We're still talking about Spider-Man. I'm so sorry. I wonder why I'm crazy.
We love Spider-Man.
But my favorite iteration of all time is Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin. Come on. Is it any surprise? It's not even a controversial opinion. I just feel like
I think Mark Hamill should play an animated Green Goblin.
I think so too, and I think Willem Dafoe should play an animated Joker because he's probably
I think
too
he should play
old
a real
to.
Joker.
I think he should play a real Joker, but we gotta at some point he's gonna like hit that age where it's like, okay, just give him an animated one.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
Voice, please.
yeah, the voice is there. He'll give it his all. Don't worry about it.
He was like 60 doing those like No Way Home scenes.
Yeah, and he was like, I need to do the stunts, or
And
else
he
it's
did.
not fun.
That crazy
And
bastard
that
did.
he went, Spider-Man. But I just like he just made like that villain is iconic to me because of him, and like I know I said this before, but that movie is the whole reason I wanted to act, and part of it was because Willem Dafoe's like big character gestures just were I was unraveled with, and the way that he plays like the duality of
That man is a thespian.
a thespian at large, and I love him for it. And then it was just cool seeing him come back in No Way Home, and in my opinion, he stole the show for me. Like I was,
No doubt.
I was excited for Toby, but Willem Dafoe, I was like, yeah, like he and the fact that he got to act. And another great example of a character who wears a mask a lot of the time, and he uses his voice and physicality very well. I know a lot of people don't like the look. It might just be nostalgia for me.
He has a goblin face. Like his face is a
Dude,
fucking goblin.
it's Willem Dafoe. He's got
You could have just painted him green.
and like just like hearing him talk about it, and like how he even like got like fake teeth for Norman and then used his real teeth for the Green Goblin, just like little things like that. And a voice really makes a character.
Saucy.
I think a voice really makes a character, and when you go to acting school, they talk about how much voice work is so important, because it's like even with filmmaking, I'm sure like how audio is sometimes more important than visuals. Sometimes
it is half the movie.
Right.
Half your movie is audio.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is I would say that audio is probably one of the more important things with a feature film, or with a film, because you can have a film that has really great visuals, but if no one can really make out what you're saying, or if it just sounds like shit, there's no one that's going to really sit down and watch your movie. All right, my last pick.
Yeah.
So, for me, this one is a bit different, getting a little bit out of superheroes, but still sticking into comics.
Cool.
Kind of
That's
like
fun.
Hugo Weaving.
Yeah, I was gonna
Hugo
say.
Weaving wasn't a superhero. But I have to say Michael Cera as Scott Pilgrim. And Scott Pilgrim
Oh
versus
yeah,
the World.
yeah.
Just a fun one.
A fantastic film. I don't know if you guys have ever read the graphic novels at all. I read those in its entirety finally, like last year. And I never knew that the character, like the whole story that goes with Scott, is like over the span of like a couple of years.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
So like knowing that, and then seeing like how Edgar Wright was able to do that all within like a couple of days, just fantastic director, fantastic play here, having the writer on there and people that are very passionate about it, and actors that were really into the character, and Michael Cera was one of them.
Oh yeah.
When you look at Scott Pilgrim as a character, there's very few that I can think of that fit the way that Michael Cera did as the role. I think of all the casting in that film, I think Michael Cera also does a fantastic job. Just trying to make the character stand out amongst this whole world of very zany
Colorful.
and unique, colorful cast here of all the 7 different X's and Ramona Flowers and the members of his band. I'm trying to remember Sex Bomb.
Mhm.
Members of Sex Bomb, and just all of like the little bit of time that we're in Toronto.
I also think Michael Cera does a great job in that film of taking a character who is genuinely really obviously toxic,
A shitbag,
but making him like relatable and like genuinely like you kind of like him and you root for him. And it's like you see everything he does wrong and you're like, why are you with a high schooler? But the way that he plays it is so innocent because it's Michael Cera.
And you see him like as a younger guy.
You see him as a younger guy. You see him as like this innocent, like sort of. Oh well, I didn't really understand. Like we just hold hands. Like I'm Michael Cera. Like that sort of like his demeanor in that film is very important because if he had played it, I think any other way, or if anyone else had played it, you would have hated the character. Like. You would have just been like, no, like this is fuck this guy. I hope the 7Xs beat him up, and it's really cool because he has that journey of having to like overcome being like he's the type of guy that's like, why doesn't she like me? I'm such a nice guy.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you're like, yeah.
I'm definitely an alpha. I don't understand why people don't like me. Good pick. Now. The worst of the worst, which there's a lot of.
Right, I feel like one of these we either two of us have or we all have, but we'll see.
That's right. My number 3. Preface this by saying fuck the X-Men.
Okay.
Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique. I think it's more on the mid side than it is bad, but like if you look at an adaptation of a character, it makes no fucking sense. She's supposed to be a bad guy.
Right.
And then she becomes the leader of the X-Men. Doesn't fucking make sense. Jennifer Lawrence is just sick of the character at the end of the movies. She's like, I signed this 3-deal contract, but now I don't want to be in it, so I'm just going to half-ass my performances every time. And she's just like... It's annoying because Mystique could be a good bad guy. I forgot who plays her in
the original.
Yeah, in the originals.
She was good.
Yeah, and Mystique isn't supposed to be a main player.
Right.
But they made her a main player just because Jennifer Lawrence brings in the bucks.
Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence brings in the bucks, and because of the original X-Men, like having a naked blue lady fight a bunch of people.
It's hot.
I'll
say it.
It was something that brought a lot of people into the movie theater. It's something that was talked about on online forums for a long time. I remember that. It was like most paused movies of all time, and it would show like the original actress in the blue, and then they were like, now we have Jennifer Lawrence, which is kind of like it's like sad. It's like, oh, we're gonna sexualize on this character, and then Jennifer Lawrence was like, can you guys give me clothes?
Because in the book she isn't naked. She has like an outfit.
Yeah, and they were like, but we're gonna make this character naked because we need men to come
Bryan
to the
Singer
movie.
is just a douchebag anyway. He's the worst. He's the original director of the Fox movies.
Okay.
Fox X-Men movies.
Yeah.
And he's had like a bunch of allegations come out against him. Whether it's true or not, they're sounding true, but whether they're true or not, he just isn't a good guy. But what Fox did was they prioritized big people instead of actual story. I feel like the MCU did it right, where in doing their stories right, they made their actors big because they did characters right, they did stories right, not perfect but good enough to gain an audience, and that's why Robert Downey Jr. is now like a multi-billionaire.
Oh yeah, he is set.
Oh, he cannot act again and then be fine.
Yeah, I honestly, I think he was like, oh, thank God I can retire and do a film. Like,
I can do
one film every 4 years and not give a shit.
Oh, I can do Doolittle.
Hey, he's an Oppenheimer. That's an interesting one.
Right.
But Barbie's gonna blow it out of the waters, and I genuinely mean that. I think it will.
I'm gonna see both of them.
Me too.
Gonna bang.
Oh yeah, that Barbie movie's gonna be so fun.
But yeah, Jennifer Lawrence's Mystique, just like she did the movie to get popular. She got popular and then didn't want to do the rest of the movies.
I don't think she did it to get popular. To be fair, you got to understand, she had just come off of the Hunger Games. She was pretty popular. I feel like that was during a time where superhero movies weren't necessarily the underdogs, but they weren't the oversaturation.
They were taken off.
They were taken off, and so obviously, like, a job opportunity like that is just a good one, especially because it was like X-Men First Class, so she got to like come up with all these new guys. I didn't hate her in the first one. I think they just took her character in not a great spot,
Right.
and then at the same time, they also like she was just like, wow, like the writing is getting really bad, the reviews are really bad. I regret this. Which I do understand, but also it's just like, I don't know, put in what you want to put in, I guess.
X-Men First Class came out in 2011, so Avengers didn't even happen yet.
No.
And it hasn't even been, like, they didn't see the boom of, oh, this is one of the biggest movies of all time, this is where money is.
Right. But it, still an interesting opportunity, I think. You're like, you want to be in an X-Men movie? Oh, X-Men. I've heard of them. I've heard of the X-Men.
Shit, I'll be Cyclops. Fuck the X-Men, but I'll be Cyclops.
Right.
But yeah, Jennifer Lawrence.
Do you have any thoughts on Jennifer Lawrence?
I think she's pretty cool. For me, if Hugh Jackman wasn't in the X-Men movie, I didn't care.
Right.
So
Makes
after I think it's Days of Future Past, like
Yes.
he goes in, he does his own stuff. He does Wolverine, he does Logan,
Right.
and then they do like I think it might have already done it, or they just did it right after, but First Class and all that shit. And like I said, like for me, I wasn't really into superhero movies. So by the time that she had gotten like the role, like I would say I was getting like somewhat fairly familiar because what First Class, that was 2012.
11.
Yeah.
11, 12. I knew it had to be after The Dark Knight.
Right.
Because by then, that was when I was into, like, Batman. I was into DC
Right.
stuff.
Right.
Hell, yeah, I remember you being hella into DC.
Oh, yeah. Especially at that time. So, yeah, I don't have really anything on her performance in that. Like, I can think of other movies that she's been in that I know that she's been fine.
Oh, she's been
but I
great
also
in
just
a
think of
lot.
the fact that Fox was bought out by Disney, and just looking by that track record, I'm guessing it wasn't that good. So, I agree with you. Probably
Yeah,
the
she
worst
just phoned in
Mystique.
things, but
Of all the Mystiques, that was the mid one.
well, it's just Mystique. It's not even that she played the character bad; it's that she didn't play the character. Like, it's not the character from the books, and that's what I was basing my pick off, because it was like, that's not the character in the books.
Henceforth,
It's not the character.
mid.
Mid
Therefore-
adaptation.
Therefore, unfaithful. So, fuck you.
Yeah.
Speaking of unfaithful performances to the books, fuck Ben Affleck's Batman. I fucking hate Ben Affleck's Batman. I don't give a shit about Ben.
But the Dark
But eat my dick.
It's going to be probably like the biggest like outburst that is going to last well beyond like an actor's portrayal of something.
Oh,
Of
yeah.
Just how much he sucked at that thing.
Oh yeah.
And the fact that like so many people wanted him back and are like, he's the fact that there are so many Snyder fans that just swear up and down that he's the best, and I genuinely have not seen a more boring, like, two-dimensional. He's so two-dimensional, I literally fucking can't.
Oh, he's flat.
He's flat as fuck, dude.
He seemed pretty plump when I.
He seemed pretty swole when he was moving that tire. And, like, that's the thing. Like, I feel like everybody just bases his, like the fact that he's a good Batman off the fact that he had one really cool fight scene. And I don't even like it that much. I don't even like it. It's so, like, it's so... God.
Mid.
It's just like, I don't want to see him just like overpowering everybody. I want to see him be efficient in his fighting. I don't care that he's super
Batman
strong.
shouldn't be able to overpower anyone. He should be able to outmaneuver them.
Right. And, like, he's just throwing people around. He's shooting guns. He's killing people
Yeah.
left and right with his
Yeah.
Batmobile. Doesn't give a fuck. He's
that's
threatening.
on-
He's literally threatening to kill the Joker in a flashback. And then I'm going to kill you. Like, it's just, like, it's not my Batman. Like, not my Batman.
No.
And it's funny because at the party place number 2.
Party place number 2.
Party place number 2, they asked me to do a party this Friday, and they were like, "Do you want to do Cap or Batman?" And I was like, "I want to do Cap because they have the Ben Affleck Batman suit. I don't like him, dude. He's dumb. He's a dumb Batman. I mean like as Bruce Wayne, he is unintelligent. Like the fact that he's like looks like in Batman v Superman." I just feel like Batman would have done more detective work on Superman.
Who wrote The Dark Knight Rises?
My
Miller?
brain wants to say.
Oh, Frank Miller.
Frank Miller?
I
My
think.
brain wants to say it was Frank Miller.
Yeah.
If it wasn't, please cut this out.
No, I think it's Frank Miller.
I
Yeah, Frank
just-
Miller Batman.
Zack Snyder should not have pulled from that specifically. Like
Well,
that.
even then, like, what is it that he's pulling from this story other than the look?
He's pulling off that he's a brutal Batman.
Brutal, older, and kind of just the fact that because he's older, he's not so focused on holding back. But it doesn't work. This is like an older Batman being like your first iteration, like your first
In a universe.
it doesn't work. And I just like from a storytelling perspective alone,
Especially having a
it's
newer Superman and then an older Batman, that
Right.
doesn't really meld well together.
yeah, it makes me so mad. And I'm sorry, but the cowl looks
Garbage.
Garbage cowl.
All of them.
Garbage cowl. So bad. Like that cowl is so ugly. Everybody's like, this is the best suit ever.
The,
And like
the power suit's pretty cool.
the power suit's pretty. I like the power suit. I think that one's good.
He
But
can
like,
turn his head in that one.
yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
yeah. But like the regular one, it looks
It's a garbage suit.
weird. It doesn't look right. Like it looks. I don't know.
It has random texture on it, doesn't have the trunks to it, so it just
I
looks like...
hate his bat. I hate his bat. Like
But
look.
it's accurate to the
Oh
Dark Knight
my
Returns.
gosh.
It's the Dark Knight Returns one, but just like
No,
scratches in it.
they made it so fat in order for it to be.
That's
like,
an overfed bat.
it's a really overfed bat, and it's just like I'm sorry, but Ben Affleck just looks like a thumb as Batman. He looks like a giant, large thumb, a walking, talking thumb. And I hate it, and I was so happy when he was like, "Yeah, I'm done," and I was like, "Oh, thank goodness."
But he's gonna be in the best superhero movie of all time, The Flash.
Is he? Yeah, he is gonna be in Flash.
He's
as
gonna
well,
be in
isn't he?
Flash.
See, that's the other thing I don't get, man. Like, is Ben Affleck done? Like, actually done?
No, he's gonna be in Aquaman too.
See, that's why
They took out Michael Keaton and they put in Ben Affleck
What the
because
fuck is going on with the universe?
well, James Gunn's gonna come and try to fix it.
Good luck, buddy.
See, I think that's the issue that the DC films really have is that they're, and it's the contrast of the issues that I think Marvel has with its universe. With Marvel, I feel as though we have way too many answers to its universe, to the point where it's just like it's too boggling to even kind of think of questions anymore. DC has that same notion where I don't want to ask questions, but it's because I'm just tired of asking questions.
Yeah.
And
Marvel over-explains, DC under.
yeah, like the thing with DC's universe is we establish Batman and Batman v Superman, but we're already into his career, which it can be a fine enough take, but we're not getting any moment where we're really spending time with Batman and Batman v Superman. We're leading up to Batman versus Superman. There's a couple of character moments maybe for like, well, now I'm getting lost in fucking Batman v Superman. Jared Leto sucks because of the same issue where we don't really have an understanding as to how this character came to where he is right now. You know, I remember when the first couple of photos were released of Leto's look with the tattoos.
I remember because we were in. I won't say the name. We were in
we
our.
were in class. We were in
we-
drama class.
We were in drama class in middle school, and I remember you freaked Ow.
Yeah, I was pissed.
And I remember, and like that picture was, it is crazy how much that's gone down in history as one of like the worst like advertising images of all time.
It was a very terrible reveal, and just a very terrible character because nothing really happens with him. Now, granted, Suicide Squad is just a film that is filled with a whole litany of errors, up until the point where the film did release, and that it had its own myriad of errors dealing with the aftermath, and Jared Leto being one of them. I think of all the different types of media stunts that they tried to do with Leto interacting with other cast members during the filming, and thinking that was just very ridiculous. I just think that Jared Leto as an actor in these films, I don't know what it is about it, because I've seen Jared Leto movies where he's good.
Oh, yeah.
But there's something about when he's in these superhero movies, man, he's in these comic book movies, he's just cheeks, bro. He's just awful.
I saw
Just cheeks.
just cheeks, bro.
It's just ass cheeks, bro. It's just awful.
I saw an acting coach break down Jared Leto's performance of the Joker as to why it comes across so off-putting and not great, and it goes to like acting 101 of like acting isn't about what you're feeling internally, it's about what you want and what you're doing to the other person. And when Jared Leto is as Joker on screen with anybody else, he never like makes a choice. Like he never sticks to a choice or commits to anything. His Joker is so all over the place, and it's so internal and so about himself that we never see the Joker really like connect with anyone. It's just about the Joker being a weird guy. And then you're like, well, okay. You know what I mean? Like you're like
you see videos all over the internet trying to justify his decisions, like, oh, he's paying a gangster this week. Oh, he's just so crazy that he can be whatever he wants. It's
right.
like, no, it's just fucking
That's
stupid.
the other thing, gangster. What makes him gangster? He was in a strip club.
The
Yeah.
fact that he has
And
grills.
he
He has a sports car.
And his side piece is like,
See, that's the thing. Like, what about the film do we ever really learn about the Joker's occupation?
No.
I know it sounds ridiculous, but like, what is he like? There's no motivation for why this character exists in the film other than the plot significance of Harley Quinn being in the film.
yeah.
He brings no stakes.
He
Like, this
doesn't.
is the first Joker where, like, when he's on screen, like, shit isn't really gonna go down
Yeah, like if he was the villain of Suicide Squad, I
better.
feel like then he would have been a better.
He was supposed to be. Like, that's the thing that's so mind-boggling to me is that he wasn't the main boss, but he had like so much stuff to make him like a secondary villain.
But then he just died in a helicopter.
I will say they treated him like a C-list character in the film, and maybe if Jared Leto was given better material, he could have done better. Because
See, that's
Jared
that
Leto
can't
was
be
less
true either
important.
because he's in fucking Justice League and he sucks in that too.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
also that's a Zack Snyder movie.
That's true.
That's my thing. I'm like,
The
it's-
Joker is less important than fucking El Diablo.
Oh.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the problem, right?
Something's wrong.
I am fine living in a world where Joker is not the main character of that, right? Like when
Yeah.
I think of like the Harley Quinn show, I think of Kite Man. I don't think of Joker, and they're both in that.
Mhm.
The issue I think that exists with Jared Leto's Joker, and I think you hit it the nail.
Mhm.
He's trying so hard of creating this idea of the idea to the point where that's even some of the dialogue that goes on between the characters, and it becomes kind of a pain in the ass to watch because. Well, because the entire time when we do see him, it is that constant, like, he's just sucking his own dick,
Yeah. It's,
you know? The character's very full of himself as a character, and you know what? That's totally fine. You could make this character very egotistical, but you're not portraying anything past
that.
this, as he puts it in the film, as this idea of what the Joker's supposed to be. I don't know. Jared Leto's just a strange guy, and that film just ain't it.
Yeah.
And that
character
is
is it.
That character just ain't it.
While we're on DC, Jesse fucking Eisenberg as Lex Luthor.
See, I'm really happy that you brought that up because originally I had him on my list as best,
Wait, are you serious?
I really
For
enjoy
Lex
Jesse
Luthor.
Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, and I think the issue that exists with that character that a lot of people see, which I can agree with, is the fact that he's not. He really isn't like Lex Luthor.
No.
But if you look at any other villain in the DC universe, he was the only villain that has a character.
But that isn't Lex Luthor.
No, it might not
You
be
can
Lex
make that-
Luthor,
you
but
can-
it's he made Lex Luthor the most entertaining villain in that whole series.
But it's not Lex Luthor. That's not Lex Luthor.
Nah. Go on. Go. Explain your half.
Lex Luthor, as a character, shouldn't be fucking crazy.
No, that's true. Well,
He should be composed.
yes.
Jesse Eisenberg was not composed.
No, not composed. And well, the issue I think with that. No, go for it. Go for it. I'm defending a movie that's ass. Go for it.
Lex Luthor should be, what's the fucking term that Roosevelt said? Where it's like, speak softly and carry a heavy stick. That's what I feel like he needs to represent. Because if Lex Luthor is crazy, that means that Superman is just dealing with like, oh, it's just another crazy person.
Right.
Yeah, with Lex Luthor, it's like, oh, this man is composed, he's bigger, he has his fingers in everything, and he's an actual challenge. And so you can't beat him up.
Mm-hmm.
You have
to outsmart him.
you have to outsmart him or go through the system. And he's supposed to be one of the smartest people on Earth, supposedly, and that's like why in the animated series Brainiac like combined with him. And I feel like that's the best way you do Lex Luthor is you have him be a smart guy who, yeah, sometimes he has to pick up a piece of kryptonite and beat Superman with it, but finding creative ways to like trick Superman, whether it's like funding Cyborg Superman, but it's not Cyborg Superman who has the heart of kryptonite,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's through funding that, making Bizarro, he wants to be a Superman, but he's human, but he's also composed. He's not crazy. And I feel like that's where Jesse Eisenberg completely messes up.
Yeah, he also just plays him kind of like tweakish. Like he's like a tweakish Lex Luthor. Yeah, I know that's not. Yeah, like he's like, hi, I'm Lex Luthor,
Oh, I
and
get you. He's tweaking.
yeah.
He's
Jolly
on-
Rancher?
I'm like, I want like with a performance like that, I'd want him to play someone like Mad Hatter, or like
Yeah, that's what I was gonna. Yep.
you know something where he can like have fun with the physicality and maybe the energy of the character more, whereas I feel like Lex Luthor, if you're trying to do an accurate portrayal, the number one thing about Lex Luthor through every adaptation is just his self-control, like just like his demeanor is so like well kept throughout everything. Like, yes, he gets stressed out with Superman, but like it's just like that, I am in power, you do not bother me, I'm going to outsmart you, I'm already 10 steps ahead of you. Where
You may save the city, but I control it.
like it's like you can show how smart and how powerful you are just by doing less, and I feel like that's why they got the voice actor who did Gus in Breaking Bad to voice him in Harley Quinn, because they were like, oh, you're perfect. Like, you're perfect. But even in the original cartoon, whoever
No shit.
he did a phenomenal job of just having that voice where it's like, you know,
Mr. Squidward, give me my kryptonite.
yeah. I feel like as far as like a young Lex Luthor goes, like, sure, interesting idea, but he's trying so hard to prove himself. Like, he's overtly trying. And even that last scene with Deathstroke, he's like, yes, and now I have Deathstroke. Like, he's like I'm like, twiddle your fucking curly mustache while you're while you're on your fucking boat with.
He shouldn't be open. He should be closed.
Yes.
He needs to keep his
I
hand
still don't fucking understand that scene, to be honest with you.
because they're assembling a league for themselves.
What? Kind of like the scene where Morbius meets
Hold on. We'll get to
Vulture.
Morbius.
I do have another bad adaptation. Topher Grace's Venom.
I had that on my list for a second.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
not my final one.
Topher Grace as Venom, just
He's a goober.
I forgot all about that. Like, I sat here for a second and I was like, wait a minute, when the fuck did he ever play Venom? It's just the one movie with Eminem.
He's just like, and like the fact that they tried to just make him like a jerkier Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Like,
It doesn't work.
it doesn't work at all. Like, it kind of does for, like, I guess the Raimi movies for what they were going for, but I don't know.
That's not Venom.
See, well,
That's not Venom.
Well, Venom, I think, is like a crystal clear example of what you do when you have a company trying to meddle in and producers trying to meddle in this this agenda that they have with their with where they're taking their company into direction versus where the director wants to take his particular project,
Right.
because he didn't want Venom in that movie to begin with.
Yeah, that's what the money wants versus what the brain wants.
Where Sam Raimi just didn't want to do anything with that character.
Yeah.
And the film has to suffer for that. The film suffers for that. It suffers for Sandman being in the film as well.
I think Sandman is a good villain.
He's a good villain, and is probably supposed to be the villain.
Yeah.
When you think of how well written his plot is. But having to throw in Goblin, having to throw in Topher Grace, having to add in all these other things into a film that already had quite a bit going on, all things considered, trying to handle the relationship between Spider-Man and MJ, Sandman, just unnecessary character to even exist in the film.
Like, it was packed.
It was a very, very packed film. And just seeing an Eddie Brock that's just kind of like a snooty guy who's trying to like be with Gwen. He's like, yeah, me and Gwen. Like, he's like the Quagmire version of like Eddie Brock. You know what I mean?
He's supposed to be a big, buff, dumb dude. Instead, he's just like a sleazy, skinny, like, yeah, I'm better than you.
I guess we'll switch it over then into Marvel.
Okay.
And I'll go to my second one. Jared Leto's still on the board here. Fucking Morbius.
He was
No.
perfect.
Didn't
in
see
that.
the movie.
Now,
I heard it was great.
10 stars.
I guess I'll fill up a bit of time here giving my experience with Morbius, because my buddy really wanted to see it, and he had bought a ticket for me and another friend to an Imagine Theater.
I love Imagine.
Expensive as fuck.
Yeah, it
It
is.
was
Yeah.
opening weekend. It was a jam-packed theater, and I remember the entirety of, I believe it's hour 40, 2 hours of a film. The entirety from sitting down to standing up, I wanted to leave the theater. I don't know very much about Morbius as a character, so maybe it is a fine comic adaptation, but if this is what the comics have, holy shit.
Kyle and I are both nodding no.
That is a film that I can arguably say is a movie about nothing. Like, when I think back to the entirety of Morbius, all that really happens in that movie is Jared Leto becoming a vampire and then beating up Matt Smith for like 20 minutes, and that's the movie. Like, it's a very dull movie.
Hell yeah.
And Jared Leto doesn't really do much in it, and that's the thing that's so irritating about it is when Jared Leto works on these superhero films, he tries these different directions. Where I know, like, I've seen him in other stuff. I know he can act.
Yeah.
He at one point could act. I don't know what has changed over the past couple of years. And no, even then, like when he was in The Little Things with Denzel Washington and Rami Malek, another fantastic movie. He played a fantastic Joker in that movie. If you guys want to see Jared Leto Joker performance, that's good.
The Little
Watch
The
that
Things.
Little
one.
Things, because that, like, so I know that he's a good actor
Right.
when given great material. I think maybe the issue is, and I hate to say it, boys and girls, maybe fucking Morbius didn't need a movie.
What?
That's a
I don't-
preposterous
No.
idea.
No,
Are you saying that
Morbius needed a movie.
Now I
Are you
know
saying that
nowadays
not
every
every-
single comic book character and like ever conceived needs to have a 2-hour feature
Bullshit.
or a
Agatha
10
needs this.
episode
Agatha
series.
needs this series.
Oh my god.
Echo.
I was starving for some Agatha content. Echo. Oh my god.
I was basically flesh and bone.
Yeah, no, a bit of a cheap second one, I guess.
No, you're okay because I almost put Ben Affleck for Daredevil.
Hold on. I'm not quite done. But
Yeah. Yeah.
what's your last?
My last one? A shit villain from a shit movie. Taskmaster.
Oh yeah.
From fucking Black Widow.
That's a good one because I completely forgot that even happened.
And that's one of the worst things you can do as an actor. Or as a fucking movie. Just forget it exists.
Just forget one of your main villains that you advertised for like 4 months straight as like the villain of your movie.
And it's like, nope.
They completely butchered the character. If you want to make Taskmaster a woman, I'm fine with that. But having it not relate to being a mercenary, to having actual photo memory, not giving them any lines or personality.
No. Aren't they just a vessel, basically? Like,
They're literally just a vessel.
yeah.
And they're going to be in the Super Soldier movie.
Thunderbolts,
You,
yeah.
you could kind of argue that Black Widow as a movie was just a fucking fever dream, wasn't it?
Oh, it's
A little
awful.
bit.
Like these bunch of these brand new ragtag Black Widow characters come in, right? Maybe we'll get to see him like one more time in an Avengers movie.
Well,
but
we're
probably
seeing him in
not.
Thunderbolts, most
Yeah.
of them.
Thunderbolt, son of a bitch.
And
Dude.
it's just
I don't-
it's just super soldiers.
Well, good for them
It's
because
the
they
Super
keep
Soldier
everything
movie.
out. But like, even just in general for that movie, what did it add?
What did it add? Besides just like, oh, here's a new character. We're going to use him later.
I'll tell you what it added. It added another movie to add on people's shelves. It added a paycheck that Black Widow or Scarlett Johansson could have.
It added a lawsuit to Disney's
added
catalog
a
of lawsuit.
lawsuit. Also Scarlett Johansson.
Also pay off for Scarlett
But that movie is just filled with a whole lot of info drops and actuallys
Mm-hmm.
of what's supposed to be coming around the corner. That it's kind of just a frustrating movie to sit through. And I think Taskmaster is a fantastic amalgamation of that movie as a character because he pops in, pops out, forgets she was even in it, just like Black Widow. Popped in, popped out, forgot it was in the universe. Dominic's third.
But anyway,
least
fuck
favorite.
Black Widow and fuck Taskmaster.
Fuck taxes.
Fuck
Yeah,
Taskmaster.
you know what?
You had to pay taxes on this boat.
Fuck tax. Actually,
The guy's name is Tony Masters. Such a cool name. And then you give it to fucking Olga. Instead
Olga.
of Tony Masters. Dope name. Whatever.
All right,
Kyle.
Kyle, what's your final?
I had to look up the name. It's from another Zack Snyder movie. The actress's name.
Enchantress?
No, Malin Ackerman as Silk Spectre. Here's a picture.
Silk Spectre and fucking Watchmen.
And watch.
In Watchmen. I have
Yeah.
not seen Watchmen.
You haven't seen it?
I have not.
It's hazy for me. I've seen the TV show. The TV show's amazing.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Here, that's in my camera roll. yeah.
Gotcha. I was trying to read the thing. Get
Oh,
the
you're.
description.
I didn't know if you were flipping through. But here's the thing. For those of you who haven't seen the movie, or for those of you who have, and it's been a long time, because that's a movie you watch like I feel like once, and then you're like, okay.
That's like Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah.
You watch it once and you're like,
Okay. I like reading off of that too. Apparently, she was mostly a comedic actress, and this was like her first down gritty Zack Snyder dark role. And she has to be in love with who's the blue guy in Watchmen? Dr. Manhattan, right? She has to be in love with Dr. Manhattan, and the chemistry is so garbage, so non-existent. Which, to be fair, like it's supposed to show like a failing relationship, but
Okay.
even on that end, it just doesn't look like it just doesn't look like she's ever acted before. And I feel bad saying that because I'm sure she's great in other things. I just genuinely don't think like Zack Snyder knows how to direct. Like every person in a Zack Snyder movie has the most awkward line delivery I've ever heard in movies. and I don't know what it is. I don't know what he tells them. I was thinking that when I watched his zombie movie too. Like,
Didn't watch it.
We watched it at some
At a filming.
at a filming.
We were finishing up. Was it Double O Blunder?
Double
Yeah.
O Blunder, and like we all like sat down and like watched it, and then we all talked through it because it got boring. But like everybody's line delivery is so bad, and like I just feel bad for the actress, like her playing Silk Spectre. She does have to play this character who is in love with this almighty being and kind of fall away from that. But it's just it just doesn't come across very well. And her performance is a little awkward and flat, and I feel bad saying that because I don't think she's a bad person or anything. I don't think I've seen her in anything
Well,
since
if you're doing bad at your job, you gotta tell someone they're bad at their job.
then.
That's all I'm saying.
Hey, I know like the world said this, but if you're listening to the OddWadPod, do better.
Good choice.
Thank you.
Because fuck Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
Jay.
To round mine out, we kind of started this, and we'll end this with Ben Affleck. I have him down as Daredevil. The issue with that movie
Never seen it.
is that
You've never seen the original?
I don't watch bad movies.
we were talking about this yesterday, and the thing with Dom is that the second he knows that like
A movie's getting a bad review.
he's just not gonna watch it.
Yeah.
And you know what? Fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't
Play
want to waste
too.
my time.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? Something
There's
beautiful
charm in
about
it.
movies, is like you can tell when you're finally like having an understanding of good movies when you have an understanding of how bad a bad movie is. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Mhm.
Like, I'm not saying you have to go out and go watch Cats.
I
or
watched the second
anything.
half of Cats.
But like the issue I think with Daredevil is that it's mainly like a pacing mess.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of that just came down to its editing. It's a very, very wacky movie with its editing. Up until the third act is when it gets very interesting and it gets very gothic. It looks very. If I can remember the movie well enough, there's a
Dope.
lot of great imagery inspired by the Daredevil comic that's in this. But he just kind of plays this very flat character in a lot of his movies. From that point, that could have the same thing with a Michael Cera mesh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it doesn't work off very well, and you can see it in even like other early like Kevin Smith movies as well, where he just kind of plays like a one note type of character.
Yeah.
And I think with someone like Daredevil, with Matt Murdock, he's such a well-rounded character.
Like, he
I
could
guess
be
is the best way to
complex.
put it.
Right.
Yes, very complex character that's going through a lot of internal and external issues
Right.
Throughout the comics and throughout his story. But with this film, it's very much still stuck around like post-Matrix syndrome.
Oh yeah.
So this film, it feels like a combination of trying to be a superhero film, mixed with all of this design and tone of Matrix, and it doesn't work as well.
No, I agree with that.
But yeah, good pick.
Good pick.
Thank you.
Solid pick.
So now, I think we pick one of each
One of each.
from our list. So like one of the worst. So like you pick your worst, I pick whatever I think is the worst, and whatever you think is
Like
the worst.
when you say worst, like hardest to beat, or
No, like the one you think is the most shit.
from our worst list, or
The one
from
you
the
could
worst
live
list.
without.
okay, and then our bestest from the best list, right?
I was just not gonna do the best.
Oh,
because they have a vendetta against us. Because
Right.
they're like, hey, you said we're shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, Ben Affleck's Batman.
I'm gonna stick with Jared Leto on mine.
Actually, wait, hold up. I'm gonna think about mine for 2 seconds.
I'm gonna do
Stop it.
Taskmaster.
I'm giving it some thought. I picked some pretty bad ones. Honestly, I'm gonna do Topher Grace Venom.
Okay. Very good. So now we're gonna give ourselves superpowers.
I'm
Alright.
taking some
So
Compound
does
V.
everyone at home know exactly what you're doing?
Yeah,
Like,
we've
have
explained
you
it.
said this a
Yeah,
lot?
so-
You would know if you listened to our podcast.
We're in the baseball field.
Well, let's say I'm a new podcaster.
So now we're in the us versus segment. where we have to face basically whatever's relevant to the subject. Since we talked about our best and our worst superhero characters, we're going to take who we dislike the most, and we're going to fight them to the death to send them back to the universe. Since these people are superpowered, we're also going to get superpowers. And we're fighting in a ethereal Comerica Park. So I'm going to roll to get myself some superpowers. 15. Speed.
Oh, fuck
I'm
you.
Mason.
Oh, man.
Oh my god, does that mean you're gonna roll like shit like Mason too?
Well, this one is just for the powers, and then we explain how we use them.
19?
19.
Yeah.
You have archery.
Oh, sick. Dude, you're like
you're-
Legolas.
Dude, you're Hawkeye.
Fuck. Oh, fuck. Absolutely fuck.
Alright. I got 18.
18. You have body morphin. Think Venom.
So,
What do you mean body morphing think Venom?
So, like, you can make, like, an axe with your hand. You can make, like...
Oh, so like
like a carnage.
like Jake the dog. I'll say Jake the dog.
Yeah,
So
oh,
you're
Jake
like,
the dog.
fantastic.
Man, I'd take body morphing over fucking archery right now.
Fucking anybody would take any power.
Oh, look at me. I can never miss. Cool.
Well, Taskmaster is easy to take out, because I can just, like, super speed up to her, snap her neck, and then run away.
You could do that with most of them, I think.
I think, yeah, if it was just me against all of them, I can just...
I think
Venom might be hard.
clap really loud and hard.
You're a genius.
I know. Because I love super... It's the best power. You literally... It's so easy to out...
So, for
maneuver
Taskmaster
everyone.
and Jared Leto Joker, I can just snap their necks.
Snap their necks.
Sure, or I'll, like, phase through them and, like, pull out their heart.
Do I say what I do to kill them?
What you do to kill all three of them.
To kill all three of them?
Yeah, if it's like...
Are we each getting a turn?
Sure.
Oh, fuck. Oh,
It's
shit.
1 on 3.
Okay. Okay.
I feel like that's how we should do this.
Okay. So it's Taskmaster, Jared Leto Joker, and what did you go with?
Topher Grace Venom.
Topher Grace Venom on Venom. That's kind of wild. That's gonna be difficult. Let's save him for last, I think.
Okay.
Jared Leto's probably gonna be the easiest. I could probably just like chomp his head off, dude. Now, when I say Venom, I can't do like the Venom thing, right? I'm not Venom.
No, you're not Venom.
Okay,
you just have
so
to...
then
You are
not-
Jake the Dog.
Okay, so then, oh my goodness, what can I do with that? That would be like funny.
You are in a baseball
I could
field.
crush him with an anvil, but I'm the anvil. That's what I think I'll do.
That
That's
could
what
be-
I'll do to Jared, because I think that's very like an
Very-
anvil falling on his head. Very classic.
That's
movie.
Joker.
Very-
Got
yeah.
it. Very Joker. You know,
Very
maybe
Joker
he can learn
limits.
a thing or two by that.
A Joker way
You
to
can
go
learn
out.
how to perform better.
Ooh.
Damn.
Taskmaster. Now in the movie, is it established that Taskmaster just learns the ability, or wasn't it like just in the suit?
She
Was it
has
just
it-
in the suit.
She has a camera and it, like, uploads to her brain. But she has to, like, upload it to her brain. So she has, like...
Wait, what?
So, okay, let's say I'm fighting you.
right, but
And then, like, we
where-
fight for a minute and then I get away.
right. Where's the process start though? Is it starting on the suit?
It's downloaded in her. So it's like muscle memory still.
Okay.
But she has to, like, go back and watch the footage.
So, but in the middle of the fight, she does not know.
Correct. So she knows, like, Captain America, Black Panther, Black
Okay,
Widow.
Okay, so then I think what I can do there, maybe I'm underestimating the speed of Taskmaster here, but I don't really care. I think just doing some form of like elastic thing where I just like grab and just stretch would probably be it.
Great idea.
Just pull her apart because not fought anyone who just has stretchy powers, I guess, right? Like no one's like
Correct.
that's in the MCU.
Nobody like that's in the MCU. Yet.
So I guess I'll do that. Topher Grace Venom is the very difficult one. Well, I thought was going to be very difficult when I thought I had 1-to-1. That one I will actually use the baseball field or the baseball like I'll use that to my advantage.
Yep.
I'll just play. God, what is it? The Christmas Bell song. What is it?
Oh, Carol the Bells?
Carol of the Bells. I'll just play that at a very obnoxious volume.
I didn't even think about using, like, the sound system. That's a good
There we
good
go.
way to do
And
it.
then I'll just put them in a jar, and and then
Like your hand is a jar.
Sure, I'll put him in a little hand jar.
Very good.
So that way I can do the Monty Morphin. All right.
Yeah.
So do I
You have special arrows.
Okay, thank fucking God, because I was like, if I just have like your bullshit,
This
like
is where your mind goes.
awesome. Okay, let's do this real quickly. So Venom's gonna be the easiest one. Bada boom, bada bing. Some sound arrows.
Hell yeah.
Boom, and then regular arrow right in the eye into the brain. Where that's a quick kill.
Yep.
We're running along the baseball field. I'm high. I'm like dodging. Who else? It's Joker.
Taskmaster and Joker.
Yeah,
Jared
Taskmaster's
Leto Joker. You have to remember this here. This is very important.
okay. So while he's like grenade arrow, just I don't give a fuck about you. Like you're done. Taskmaster is actually probably the most difficult
Because they have Hawkeye powers.
They literally, yeah, no. So they see me, and I see them, and we see each other.
Okay, locked.
We've locked eyes. And
Masked eyes.
they don't. Isn't like their whole fighting style the fact that they just copy what you do.
Yes, but this version has to like go back to home base and like upload.
See, you're
Their
saying
data.
that shit, and I don't understand that. Like, what do you?
So
Like, it's in her brain. It is
Yeah.
in her brain that she has seen the move. So
so
it is in her brain.
so what happens?
So then
Yeah.
she goes home
No.
to put it in
She
her
has
brain again better.
No, so she's not downloading your moves. She has a camera that is like uploaded through a USB
But where's
stick.
the camera?
It's in her forehead.
It's in her brain.
It's no. It's on the mask. It's hilarious.
So it is on the suit.
The camera is on the suit.
There we go. That's what I was asking.
Okay, but she has to go back to home base and like upload the data from the suit to her brain.
Okay. Then yeah, dude, that's even easier. Kill this bitch.
Well, I was just gonna say,
Nuke arrow.
huh?
Nuke arrow.
I kind of. So I was gonna say like throw like because I'm assuming because she has a bow and arrow and some other stuff. I was gonna say throw my bag of arrows and then she throws her bag of arrows. We try to I kind of like toy like I don't really fight her off, but I get her over to the bag of arrows and then I duck behind like a chair or something for cover.
Do the dugout.
I do the dugout because I set a timer on my and then she just explodes because
Because you know and she don't.
yeah, because I'm like, okay, I can't outmaneuver you, but I can outsmart you.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
We kill them, we win.
we kill them and we win because we always do. And I saw the life leave everybody's eyes, and it satisfied me greatly. Time to send them home.
Could we
No.
kill them? Okay.
Oh, could we kill them without powers?
Could we get them with mind games and then just shooting them in the back of the head? Could we? We could probably for Jared Leto, like get him up close and then be
Play
like,
mind games.
And then bam, shoot him in the back of the
Oh
head.
yeah, that's simple. You just do like a duck season, rabbit season with the guy for a while. You know.
But I don't
Look,
think we
it's-
could take Venom.
In mind
Without
game,
powers.
I don't think that would really work with Venom because what
He
is
doesn't
it
give a
exactly that you would be manipulating?
Yeah.
Because I think even if you did manage to kill Topher Grace, Venom would still be there.
Yeah.
And then he'd just eat you.
Yeah.
And then
Well, even then, you can't really shoot Venom. Can you?
No, not really.
no, but I'm saying like if you manage to like peel back his face and he's like, "I'm Topher Grace."
Oh, well, he does that a lot. You don't
I
gotta
was
worry.
in
You
that
got, a,
70s show.
you got a pretty easy shot.
And then Taskmaster, you just like watch the Black Widow movie, know the special word to like get her to unmask, and then shoot her in the head.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, well, wow.
Because she does turn
Dude,
good
I'm
at the end
telling
of
you,
the movie.
Black Widow, fucking fever dream movie. Forgot that shit was in it too.
I forgot that there's always a safe word. There's always a Martha.
We find the fragrance because it's like a smell
Ru-
that activates them,
Oh, it's-
or like it's a smell that prevents them from like punching someone.
but we won, and that's all that matters.
Well, Jay, how long do we have until Homeland?
Well, let me looking through my little handy dandy spyglass here. It looks like we're heading up to land right now. I
Oh.
didn't actually need this fucking thing.
Sounds
We're right there.
Well, do you want to plug anything?
Do I want to plug anything?
Yeah.
As we dock here.
Yeah, before we leave and we.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got a couple things. Beginning of the podcast, I brought up that I have a YouTube channel, Reimagine Studios. You can find me on YouTube.
Yes.
For Twitter, I forgot what my Twitter is. I think it's Jay Likes Movies or something like that. I don't remember.
Something like that.
At Janie Hayward, you can find me there. Instagram, you can find me at Jay the Movie Gal.
Jay the movie gal.
And yeah, that's about it for me.
All right.
All right.
Thank you for joining us on the OddWadPod. If you want to follow us on Twitter at OddWadPod, the intern hasn't posted something in a minute. They have to get it on that.
Sounds like this intern's kind of a lazy piece of shit.
This intern has
sounds
never
like-
worked a day in their life.
He's busy.
That's never an excuse. Okay, we're
You know
all
what?
busy.
You're right. I'll have to give him some lashes. If you want to email us, oddwadpod@gmail.com for any reason. We hit 600 listeners, which is kind of
600 listeners.
Did we?
That's awesome.
crazy.
That is really crazy, especially with this. You guys are only 6 episodes in.
This is episode 7.
Episode 7 right now, so you guys are 6 in, already 600 listeners.
If I advertise it more, then I feel like we'd be more.
Then why don't you?
Because I'm lazy and I forget.
That's why you have the intern do it.
Oh, that's true. But he's lazy and he forgets.
And I'm
sounds
lazy
silly.
and I forget unless I really do it on Snapchat and then I re-upload the Twitter ones. I just repost.
I would help, but wouldn't you know, I already got to get my anchor back up on the boat. I'm heading back out, guys.
Bye, Jay. Thank you for
bye,
voting
bye,
us.
I'm gonna
Jay.
set sail out of here. Best of luck, guys. Find your way back home.
Oh yeah, we don't have our cars.
Is this even America?
Oh fuck.
Well, I guess we'll find out next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.